Hello, hello. Welcome, finally, after a few days, to the next episode of the AechtCraft series, where you can watch me failing to put a mod pack together. Well, I think I'm not quite failing. You saw at the end of the last episode we have sort of just crashes and whatnot going on. So I've spent a while working on, well, a few mod packs that I've got in the pipeline. For this one, what I've done is I've sorted out some of the spawning again. Particularly the Blood Moon stuff, I've restricted now to just vanilla mobs. I didn't. There's so many different mods spawning mobs. You have to be careful saying this. There are simply too many at the Blood Moon, and the server just the RAM and the memory and the speed just falls over. Also, I've set it so that things spawn during the Blood Moon die now in the morning, so that they're not hanging around in the day. I think we need that going on. Whether we leave it like that, I don't know. And I've kind of just reviewed each mod. It's too much to go over now. And in the configs, I've just tweaked and adjusted and tinkered and massaged and, you know, whatever. I won't say more. The different configs to try and get it a little bit smoother. I've also carefully gone over everything and updated every mod so it's a little bit slicker. And finally, and almost most excitingly, finally, these mod packs have got a home on Curse. So I will put a link to that down in the description, along with a list of all of the mods that are involved, as usual. And you'll then be able to download what I'm doing, along with the configs that go with it, and you can put comments on Curse or on YouTube, or just ignore it all, or wipe your ass with it. I don't really care. Anyway, we will start a new world, and I think I'm going to take a slightly different approach to this one. I'll run around like an idiot for a bit. So if I look in the world options, there we go. We've already got the correct world options pre-selected, which is cool. So I might run around like a headless chicken for a while, but given that this mod pack is being particularly problematic about what we're doing, I thought we might run around for a bit and then go into creative mode and just run around for a bit quicker and see if we can stress the game out a bit. And also we can take a look at the kind of stuff that's available. I think that might be fun. So let's let it sort itself out. Oh, look. I'm not sure about that thing that pops up every time you view an entity. It shows you what its health is. I mean, it's really sort of useful, I suppose. I don't know. I was going to moan about it, but maybe I shouldn't moan about it. Right, are we loaded in? I tell you, the business of getting a mod pack accepted on Curse is a real faff. There's rejections and resubmissions and rebundlings and adjustments and finding new versions and So this is a village. I've spawned right beside a village. What is that? Look, there's a farmer. This is nice, isn't it? And it's on the edge of a thing. This is the coolest starting place ever. To actually start by a village. Imagine that. This is just nothing. Yeah, we finally got them accepted onto Curse, which is cool. It would be nice to get some comments. Look at this. And I did have a play over quickly, just to sort of check for bugs. I had a quick play over the revised mods, just to make sure nothing crashes, really. Oh, look at all that stuff rendering. So I wonder how far I can go out with this. Video settings. I think 16 is fine. I mean, you know, if you've got amazing cards, you can do more. And of course, I'm using Optifine with this, but Curse won't let me bundle Optifine in. You can use it if you want. Oh, look, there's those things up there. This is really nice. I really like this as a place to start. I think it's really lovely. This is a lovely starting place. See, the nymph heals me. I almost want to play this world. But then there's a new Biomes O Plenty version, which I'm surprised by. I thought that was kind of stable and done, but there's a new version of that has gone into this. Look at all of this lovely, lovely, lovely gravel. And I've also put this down on far less RAM now, because if you've got too much RAM, I don't know how to describe it. Well, maybe I don't understand it, but it seems like it has to flush itself out every now and then. And if you've got too much allocated, it simply takes ages for it to go through all of the RAM and work out what it is it's using and what it isn't using. And you end up with more time wasted. So I've reduced the RAM allocation for this. I forget what it is, but I'll put it down in the description. I think something like 4 gig. I was working on 8 for the last few, but I've pulled it right down. Just to see what the installation thinks of this. What the hell is that? Oh my god. That's really quick. I do like the look of this game. It's really beautiful. As you'll see from my, if you look at the Jurassic Planet one, so one that's been mod pack, the Jurassic Planet mod pack is the one that's been really occupying my time. And if you've seen the videos, you'll see me going on and on and on about, oh, I like how it looks, I like how it looks, I like how it looks. I'm really into the aesthetic of these mod packs, as well as the gameplay. I want them to look cool. I want them to look amazing. So you can see the texture packs that I've decided to use for these. I've tried to kind of harmonise them, find ones that work. That John Smith one is a really good sort of base pack for the style I'm going for. That you can see that I'm enhancing it with some other more mod-specific stuff that kind of complement its style nicely. I'm quite pleased with how slick this is playing, to be fair. This is really nice. Oh look, there's a pirate ship. I'd like to block the pirate ships. I don't think they're part of the right style. They just feel wrong. So I'll go looking in that and see if I can block that in the config. I forget what one of the... Oh god, there's a lot of default ads. I forget which one of the generation mods makes these things. That's a bit strange. Look at that. It's sort of stuck in the water like that. Bit odd. So are these defiled lands too hot for me? Because look, I'm dying now. Right, so this is only going to be a short video because I'm really looking at landscapes and things, and encouragingly we haven't crashed yet. And so what we'll do is we'll get through all of this kind of run around, if all this seems good. What I'd like is someone else to perhaps play this with me as a test. Oh look, this is laggy. I don't know why that was... It's not too laggy, it's just... a bit laggy. Actually, that might be just to do with the too many herons all in a place together. Oh, come on! Will you? Thank you. Let the cactus do it. I'm going to have to eat some raw heron meat. Not the tastiest of things. It's a bit laggy in responding to me. Not too bad, just a bit laggy. I wonder if these should run away a bit more. I don't really know. Oh, there's one of those wonderful lizards up there that steals items. I think they're really cool. I forget which mob pack they're from. I've got them in another pack as well. They're really cool, really cute. Primitive mobs maybe? Which is a very, if they are, it's a very variable pack of mobs, that one. Right, let's have a bit of more food. I desperately need some water. Oops, gonna go down here. There we go. Ooh, what was that? Somebody didn't like me. Oh, I'm walking through cactuses. Shouldn't do that really, should I? Oh, there's some of those nasty bastard birds over there that fire quills at me. I don't like them. Maybe they'll ignore me. Yeah, look, I'm too hot now. Alright, let's go over here. There's some water down there. Ah. Oh, I should have hit the heavens with my torch. I'm an idiot. I forgot I was carrying this magic torch with me. Which, you know, we talked about whether we want to include that. It seemed necessary earlier. Maybe it doesn't feel quite so... Oh, God. Oh, it's a Farlander village. It's not a normal village. Okay. I don't like them because they send their golems after me to kill me. Yeah, this is looking really nice. There's a new Lost Cities mod even that's come out. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't read the list of what that was curing. What's that? Am I dying of heat? That's a giant chicken. That is an amazing chicken. Oh, just looking at me killed me. Okay, well, anyway, so as I said, what we will do now is have a fly around. Just what the hell? No, don't do that. Creative. Right, that was one of the mob packs. More bends. More bends? Mob ends? I don't know which one it is. And we'll just have a look at what this world looks like. See, we've got our torch back. Now, what have we got? I mean, it's questions like, is it rendering in quickly enough? Which are partly questions about my own PC setup, which is good. It's not, you know, a rocket. It's not NASA. I mean, some of the challenging things are things like the tornadoes and storms and this walking on the street. Oh, God. Walking as I was just rendering in. This is quite fun. City covered in snow. I quite like that. It looks really cool. So I'm guessing, what the hell is that? Why is there a ruin in the middle of the bridge? That can't be going anywhere. Flare gun? Fun. Why the hell am I don't know what a flare gun is. Oh look, there's one of these here. That's had an update. I quite liked those things. As you saw in the last few playthroughs, I was using them quite a bit to make things work. Oh, if you do use these mod packs, do turn off the clouds and sky, because the weather one provides its own sky, which is really beautiful. You don't need the rendering in of the clouds and things. Is that actually the edge? No, it's just not loaded in. Are we going to get that loaded in? Come on. I don't yet understand what causes that when it literally sits there. Oh, I was going to say it doesn't load in, and now it's just loaded in. It's really odd. You look at the use of the PC, and it's not necessarily doing anything. This is really nice. Like it's not up to speed on the CPU, and it's not exhausting RAM. It's just sitting there, not doing it. I don't really know why. Oh, it's these. This is for the other day when I got attacked by a load of rabid wolves. I wasn't impressed. I thought they were tameable. I thought they were like normal vanilla wolves, and they really weren't. So I can kill these things. But I think we've killed these things before. They're fairly straightforward. I saw a yellow one though over here. Look at that. What is that? A Lux Crake. Yeah, see there. Deluxe maybe? They're a bit laggy the way they jump around. I don't know if that's RAM allocation. It might be, to be fair. Or it could be items. It could be. Oops, I can't spell. Can't type. Could be. Yeah, there's a lot of... yeah, it's still a bit laggy, isn't it? Oh, this is the swampland stuff. Very little of it. Anyway, let's run along here a bit. So these are roads between some of these. I kind of want to know how quickly we discover other things that are useful in the game. A brown snail. Oh, we've frozen. Why have we frozen? Ah, we've unfrozen. Some of these updates might actually have helped, who knows. These are fun. I'm going to kill you though. Oh, you don't. You do stay on fire. And the little one, you can go on fire as well. Cool, they're really strong, aren't they? Okay. And then there's pheasants, which presumably die in no time. You can watch its hearts going down. I quite like that, it's quite useful. Yeah. It's not anything extreme, but I quite like that. It's a nice way of doing it. Now, these are the battle tower things, I think, which I haven't really done anything with. Let's just get rid of these spawners because they're just annoying. So, oh, we go down as well. Fiery weakness, ender berserk. I wonder what that means. It means he doesn't mind fire. Well, let's kill the zombies. Just because they're gonna annoy me. There we go, the zombies are gone. So what, we get some random stuff inside these. Oh, there's a skeleton. I don't care about you though. No, there's no more downs here. Where do we? So we can go up. I presume. And what we would do if we were playing this is we would just keep going up. I love the sounds. And these are just freaky. Ah! Just fell through the floor. So, I mean, each floor's got its own things. Yeah, what are you doing here? So I assume that you would keep going up. So are these really worth doing? It's an awful lot of floors and spawners to go up to. Cave spider of apathy. Oh. Made it go dark. Okay. I love the... Oh, that one can't be set on fire. Interesting. Okay, and then you come up to the top layer and you discover this thing here. Who... Crikey, he's got so much health. Why can't I see what's in there? Really? What are you? A tremor? That's quite fun. Okay, so there's other stuff. I don't know why I can't see in the chest. Can I kill the battle tower golem? I don't know how to do that. Does that work? No, I don't know. I don't know how to kill him. Okay. Well, anyway, let's have daytime again. Anyway, we know that there's these towers, which is cool. So we were busy going along the road here, just to see what we can find, to see if there's enough interesting stuff, dense enough. There's another one of those things, waypoint things. I quite like that because this is hard. I like it if they're moderately frequent. I don't really, well, they're interesting. I don't really understand why it's sitting in the middle of a bridge across nowhere. Oh dear, hang on. Does this just stop in the sea? No, good. I think they're supposed to sort of join up to other towns eventually. Not sure if they really do. I think I recall vaguely marking something in some config somewhere that only put these in if they join up to another town. See, that's too common. That's another battle tower. Even though I've made them fairly uncommon, that's still too common. So I have to reduce. That. That's too common. Too many. Too much. Too much. What is that? This is fun. There's some weird. Right, humour me while I just quickly go into that config now and do that. Otherwise, I will forget. So we're in AechtCraft config battle towers.zfg. Edit it with Notepad++ because you should only ever use that. Minimum distance 800. Let's make it up to 1200. There we go. And save. Right, so next time we spawn a world, that's what that will do. This is really nice. This is lovely world, Jen. It's really cool. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's just so nice. I mean, it's horrible. It's freaky, but it's nicely horrible and freaky. We've got some swamp stuff going on. When I do, oh, we've frozen. Have we frozen for a crash? No, we haven't frozen for a crash. That's twice now we've got over a crash. When I had a quick run around earlier today, I did discover quite a lot of dragons. And I'm a bit surprised we haven't run into one. Maybe partly it's because I'm just running down the roads, I think. Which I'm also quite pleased is a thing you seem to be able to do, in that they do join stuff up. That one all the way across the sea, whilst it, well, that might have been leading to this town. It's hard to know whether it was intentionally doing so, although this one isn't doing so, though. That's clearly just stopping there. I'm not sure about that. There's a bit too much defiled land as well. I mean, can I reduce the... What is this? Oh god, where am I going? Can I reduce the instances of defiled lands? Why is this so deep? My god. Okay. Okay. So there's a dungeon thing going on there. A very deep dungeon thing. I saw a door on the way down as well. We won't do this. This is clearly something that needs enjoying as play. So we'll go out of theirs to not spoil that. Let's just set it back to daytime, to morning again. Right, we're going over here. Oh look, so there's one of these. Is this a house that I can use? No, these weird houses that always the doors are too high, and that they've just got some fences inside. They look like a stable or something. Oh, why have we paused? Okay, we haven't paused. Still pleased that we're coping. The game hasn't died. Although we haven't done anything as taxing as a blood moon yet. Although I should have severely reduced the implications of those. I mean, there's enough mobs from, particularly again, Lycanites mobs spawning that we don't need them all spawning at even more frequencies during a blood moon. I need to go in and config the general spawning. This is pretty. Why are you floating in midair, Mr. Villager? There must be something underneath you. There we go. You, what's underneath you? Ah, you're not. You're in a house. Oh, what are you? Oh, these are these cool golems. Look at this glowstone golem and an obsidian golem. Ah, yeah. These are these mods that are in there. That's cool. I hadn't come across some varieties of golem yet. I was having a splash of wine. Hang on. Okay, there's a lot of landscape to explore, clearly. It's a bit jerky in its loading of chunks. Doesn't seem to know which ones to do at any particular time. What's in here? This is just a ruin. Well, there's some diamond pet armor. String and manuscript. What can I hear? Ah. It's just because it's dark. There isn't a spawner. It's frozen again. Now why have we frozen? No particular reason. Okay. Anyway, we'll go out of there. So, I think we'll try a bit more RAM. I'm tentatively pleased. The landscapes aren't amazing. But looking at them, they look quite easy to navigate. Which I suppose is quite a good thing for this kind of adventure. You don't want something that's... there's one of the sirens. Now why are we freezing up with a siren? Why is she laughing? Okay, well I'll leave her to enjoy her hot shower. Ooh, there's steps onto the roofs. I had no idea. Okay. Anyway, I haven't really played. We've frozen again. What I need to do is work out what these little freezes are all the time. And it's very hard because the debug file isn't particularly helpful. It doesn't tend to tell you about these things. It just ignores them. And it tells you about major things. Oh no, we're reaching the end of the known world here. Excuse me, what's this? It's a lily pond. It's delightful. We're freezing again. Now, is this just... I wonder what the freezing is all about. We're not loading in chunks. Oh, yes, we are. Let's go this way for a bit. I've been going that way for ages. In fact, let's go underground. Because there is underground stuff going on. You know, not amazing, but it's there. Right. In theory, we should hit a cave. I'm just going to pop that on so I don't accidentally knock through bedrock, because I'm inclined to do that. Ooh, why are we frozen? We really should hit a cave. What is that? What is it? Mithril? Is it spelt in a non-Tolkien way to avoid copyright issues? Oh dear, I am very low without finding a cave. Need to find a cave! Need to find a cave. Okay, that's bedrock. Right, let's go this way. Let's go finding a cave. Or maybe I should look for an opening on the surface. That would be a more sort of gamey way of doing it. Where's torch? Really? I thought I'd programmed in lots of caves. seem to be... Oh, here we go. There should be plenty of this sort of stuff. Oh, why are we bugging out now? Is this the lava lag? I've had lava lag in other packs. It's annoying. I don't know why lava causes lag. It's to do with particles. There's a lot of nice ores and stuff. This is quite pretty. I'll turn that off. This is really rather nice. Yeah, this looks really cool. And it's not just to do... That was a haunted tool. I did come across one of them in a playthrough earlier. Ooh. Look at that. That's cool. I love these cosmetic mods. But that is very nice. And it's dynamic surroundings one doing that. I'm surprised we're not lagging to bits because of it as well. What is that? Violet Salis, 3 different mobs just sitting there in the lava. Not sure that's going to be a popular thing to happen. What's through here? This is just a lava cave. Is that all we're looking at? It's just lava caves. It's not very interesting. Quite like the way the lighting's working as well. Whatever. Oh, why have we paused? Why have we paused? There we go. We've stopped pausing. So I think this is this cave route thing. Maybe not. I can't seem to. I can't apparently interact with that block. Okay. Strange. Okay, well, there's a lot of nice ores down here and things. Not many mobs. Again, I've spent 2 of the last few days playing my dinosaur one, where the caves have had such a severe overhaul. They're full of life. All sorts of life. I'm used to seeing caves that are caves. These are nice and extensive though. I like that. Oh, I wish they wouldn't keep freezing. That does interfere with gameplay severely. I haven't seen any creepers yet. Just walking around the caves. I shouldn't do that. And I've frozen again. I wonder why. Need to find out. Oh, now, are you a real chest? Or are you a trap chest? An ender pearl. Gunpowder. Yeah, well, you can be a little human candle for a while. Again, it's lagged. I wonder why. So what I'm going to do is just... Yeah, see, now we've got severe lag going on. Well, not that severe, I suppose. Enough to make it unplayable, though, for sure. So... to work out why that is. I mean, you can just about hit things. You can still pick stuff up. It's just difficult. I'm not sure the best way of testing that. I'm going to open up my log file into Notepad and just keep grabbing refreshings of it. It's the debug.log file. It's sort of instructive. So what's it telling me all the time? Cascading world gen lag, cascading world gen lag. The world may have leaked. Sounds disgusting. So I think I can do something like that with the actual Forge settings themselves. If you look inside the... So I'll go back to the game in a minute. I am here. If you go into the config and go into forge.cfg, what you find in there is a check somewhere. I'm looking at the general area of this. Fix vanilla issues that cause world gen cascading. That's set to false. So it does change vanilla world gen. The timing ticks the server will wait when a dimension was queued to unload. That's fine, we don't care about that. So I don't really understand whether stuff is to do with vanilla cascading or mod cascading, whatever. But I'm going to fix the issues anyway in that false config file, just in case it helps. I don't know, because I've just got a ton of messages popping up that world gen is loading stuff in. Biomes O Plenty, ruins. It's the ruins mod at the moment is causing world. Well, all of them are doing it. Lost cities, ruins, Biomes O Plenty. It's just trying to populate the world quickly enough whilst I'm moving around inside it is the problem. So what was that one there? That one. Yeah, Biomes O Plenty trying to populate a new chunk whilst populating existing chunk. Yeah. So, I mean, setting the render distance down will help that. If I move that to, say, oh, there we go, to, why isn't it moving? To 12. Let's just move it down 2 chunks. 14. Let's see how the game feels about that. Hang on, come on, get your life in order. Because it may be just as simple as that. I've got a very, I've got a top of the range graphics card. So for sure, it's nothing to do with graphics card. It might be to do with the speed that my CPU is working. I've got a 4-core CPU that kind of, does it overclock? I don't know, works at about 4.2, which is quite quick. A little bit old. And my motherboard, it's fine. It's an Asus Gamer from, what, 3-4 years ago. It's nice. But it's not top tippity top. H61 Gamer or something, I think we call it. Building is haunted. Okay, so that means I'm sitting under a building in Lost Cities, isn't it? I don't really see much less lag, to be fair, in reducing that render distance down to 14. There's a lot of ores. And there's a random mob in there. I don't know what you are. Flame Spewer. What are you? Spectre. Okay, well, I'll just leave you alone, I think. Right, let's go through here. See if there's... In my little recce earlier, I found an ice dragon in his own cavern, locked away underground. It was really cool. And there's also sort of giant ant things that I've come across in sort of my explorations. It'd be nice to find some of that sort of stuff to show off. Let's go back up to the surface. Here we go. Yeah, I thought I was in the city. No idea where I am. What biome is that? Nuclear Wasteland. Now, Nuclear... Oh, look, there's another one of the waypoints. Nuclear Wasteland did me damage in one of our playthroughs earlier. I need to read about that, find out what was going on. Are these cities too often still? And we know I've set up my own config file for Lost Cities and AechtCraft distribution, but they still feel quite frequent. More frequent than actual cities would be. Same with the battle towers. I want stuff quite far apart. Oh, I'm frozen again. Don't know why. Let's go in a sort of diagonal over here. Let's go across the sea. We've got these nice coral reefs in the sea. There isn't much life in the sea, though, is there? I mean, there's sharks. I think have I got just enough fish in this mod pack? Ah, there's a dragon. Finally, look at all that health. Do we need some kind of mapping mod in this pack? This is all to do with world gen issues, isn't it? It's nothing to do with the mobs. Nothing to do with what anything has to do. It's all to do with world gen. That's what the issues are. That just looks odd. Come on, load in. Right. Oh, what's that? There's another battle tower. Yeah, they're too common. I only wanted to have seen one or so. I think the cities are too frequent. They're just... Although, in other... Frozen again. In the other... Oh, look, this is one of these ant nestings. These are really cool. I don't know if they only occur in deserts. I'm not sure. I actually found one of these in the side of a building in a city earlier, which is just a most amazingly mad bit of world gen. So what happens is you go down these things and there's giant ants inside them. They're really cool. And I presume this must be lichenites. And it's the most fantastic... Oh, why have we frozen? The most fantastic bit of creature design I think I've seen in the whole game ever. It's so good. It's extensive. They have their homes, and they've got like some of them that are worker ones, and you lead through. And I'm hoping that if we keep exploring, we'll find our way. Is that the way out? That's where I came in. You find a queen one somewhere. It is annoyingly laggy. Go down here. What the hell is all this? What the hell? Yeah, look, there's other things in here then. Animals. I don't know where the queen might be. Let's set these on fire. There's all the babies. I think it's absolutely superb. That's bone. It's like a nest gets formed. Anyway, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can't... Oh, that is the queen in the middle. Okay, I think in the one I played earlier, it was a more complicated nest design. But anyway, can't praise that enough. I think that's fantastic. What I can praise enough is the constant lagging of chunk generation I'm getting. I'm just having a quick look and see in my log file whether that was all to do with chunk generation. Yeah, it's always world gen. Cascading world gen log. Lag, even. Always. So Any suggestions on how you deal with that other than getting a really fast SSD processor? What is that? Because this is freezing all the time. What is that? Oh, it's a railway. Okay, so that's to do with yeah. Okay, we know that they have railways. There's another one. I didn't know. Oh, look, there's a monster. What is that? A sea serpent. That's cool. That is so cool. Right, let's go along here then, along the road. Yeah, they do seem to join up to cities intelligently. I like that. If they were too far apart, then I don't know if that would work. So I haven't seen anything that resembles a bed. You know those sort of house things that we found in a previous video, where we found a bed, and I thought I might use it as a base until I got destroyed by a storm, and then you know, as it is. Well, I think we've nearly. There's a lot of sea serpents. I think we've nearly exhausted the watchable time of a video of me doing nothing. I hope you're finding it interesting. What the hell? What is that? What the hell is that? What the hell? Rotten flesh, bone, enchanted. What is that? An ether dragon egg. Well, can we have arrived at anything more climactic than that? As I was starting to think about winding down. I don't know what that is. I've never seen anything like it. I know we've got ether mods involved. I didn't know they involved themselves. This is fantastic. What is this? There's things. Cross necklace. Iron wolf armor. This is amazing stuff. And it's still very laggy. This teleports you to your spawn point. These are the best chests in the history of the universe. Well, I'm amazed, and I think, well, there's more cities. We've seen the kind of stuff it does. We've seen the issue I've got all the time. I need to sort out the world gen lag. I do have a suspicion that I'm going to have to just assign it more RAM at the moment, though, which I don't really want to do, because it's not fair on people who want to use the mod pack but have very humble PCs. Although maybe people don't really have humble PCs anymore. I don't really want to demand someone assigns 8 megabytes to something. It's a lot. I mean, this is on 4, I think. Maybe we'll go up to something like 6 next time. Oh god, no, that's bedrock. I would like to see more caves with life in them. So when I was playing earlier, I discovered lots of life in the caves, and it was rather fun. Some big bossy type things, and dragons underground. But then, thinking about that, it's quite nice that we've paused again. That, you know, if you were to play the game multiple times, you'd have a very different experience, as you simply see other things. So at the moment, all I really want to do with the config is to make battle towers a bit less common, make cities a bit less common, and then, you know, maybe just give it a playthrough. This isn't really going anywhere. Apart from creating cascading world gen lag all the time. I think I'm under the sea. I would just let's jump out the ceiling. Yeah, let's go out the ceiling. I wonder how water flows in this world. Oh. Oh, look, we've got a glitched block there. There we go. Oh, it's far too laggy. I wonder why that is. Still laggy. In fact, that's just continuous lag. Let me have a quick look then at my log file and see what's causing the issue right now. May have leaked. Oh, this is slightly different. Library loading chunks. Can't keep up. Running. Ooh, 10,000 milliseconds. 10 seconds behind. That's a lot of time. The world may have leaked. There's that message again. Sounds disgusting. I mean, maybe it's because I'm in creative and I'm simply putting in more chunks than are feasible. Look at that. That'll be frozen again. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Right, we will leave this here anyway. Apologies, this was very unfocused and also very undramatic, and it wasn't a playthrough. I felt it was something that I needed to start to do. And in fact, the next video may be more of the same. I think what we do is we'll start a new seed next time, and we'll do another run around. There's a lot of fun stuff, and I really need to get to grips and get a measure of what these mods are offering so that we can consolidate them. So, all good. Please do join me in some of the other playlists and have a good time. Bye bye.